Hi, welcome to Backstage Pass. I'm your host, RJ Palhegyi. We're going to get an exclusive backstage look at Dracula. I'm joined today with Ryan and Rebecca, who are playing Jonathan Harker, and Mina in the upcoming production of Dracula. Y'all, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you
course.
for having me.
Y'all, tell me a little bit about Dracula and a little bit about your characters.
You want to start?
Sure. So I'm playing Harker, Mina's fiance, and he starts off as just a lowly solicitor, planning on going overseas for some kind of business trip, and then it gets a little crazy.
How crazy?
They'll see. They'll see.
That crazy, apparently.
Ooh. Yeah.
You.
So I play Mina. I am a very loyal fiance to Jonathan Harker. I'm more of the straight-laced character.
Mhm.
Out of the two female leads, I would say that I'm the more composed. She really thinks before she speaks and kind of knows her place in society a little bit more, and especially in that time period. So she's very intelligent, and she belongs like at the level with the men, but I think that she is more reserved in the way that she's not going to push herself to be at that level.
So, Rebecca, how do you get into character? What techniques do you use to kind of focus in on Mina?
I use different techniques for the different shows that I do.
Mhm.
It just kind of depends on the character, but for this one, I I usually just run through the lines a lot in different accents. I've been watching a lot of Hawkeye, and so I've been doing it in Russian accent for whatever reason, because of Elena.
Could we
and
hear a
then-
line?
Oh God.
This is Russian Dracula, ladies
No!
and gentlemen. Strap in. What do you got for us?
On the spot, man. And that way, after we are married, I'll be able to serve as Jonathan's stenographer.
How about that? Does that get your blood boiling? Huh?
So yes.
That's
Sure.
excellent. How about that? Ryan, when did you realize you kind of had a passion for acting and wanted to act?
So I was in a show about young adult addiction, and it was very serious, and I took the role very seriously. And there was a man that came up to me crying afterwards,
Oh,
because he had seen people in his life go through the same sort of thing, and it made me realize that I could actually have some kind of emotional impact on other people, and so it.
so do you look for shows that always have that same sort of emotional impact on an audience?
Not always. It's more of an added bonus.
I gotcha. Is this show one of those shows with that added bonus, or are you not sure yet?
There are a few parts that can get there, but I would say it's more sensual and
Oh.
and spicy.
Spicy!
Yeah.
How
It
about that?
certainly is.
Speaking of spicy, it must mean it's kind of a difficult show to pull off. Is that true?
In some ways, I would say yeah. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of set. There's a lot of people, and a lot of different scenes that are just happening. Bam, bam, bam. So it's been sort of difficult to keep up with, but also I don't think we've gone through the worst of it yet. I think that's coming.
Would you say this is probably the most challenging role you've taken on yet?
No,
No.
definitely not.
Well, what's that then?
I played Madame Arcadi in Blithe Spirit, and that was definitely the most difficult role I've ever played.
Why is that?
She is very energetic, and it took just about every ounce of energy out of me when I played that role. Doing that was it was a great experience, but I don't know if I would want to play another character that was that high energy all the time.
Does Mina hit any high energy moments in the show?
I would say when she gets upset, when she is heartbroken about Jonathan and his situation, which I won't spoil for you guys. But she has some moments where she really breaks down, and those are those kind of. It's not the same level of energy, but it gets up there.
Yeah.
But she's more versatile.
Ryan, again, this is a challenging show, as we've kind of talked about. What's been the biggest challenge for you for taking on this role?
I would say it's by far the most intimate show that I've ever been in.
Oh.
And so getting used to that sort of thing has been a little challenging.
How intimate?
There's a scene with a bed.
Oh.
It gets very serious.
Yep, there's a lot of scenes with a bed.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yep.
Come see the bed scenes.
How about that?
Yeah.
So is there any part of the character that is like yourselves?
I haven't gone through as much of an emotional breakdown as Harker, but you know.
That must be nice.
Yeah, and I'm not a
That's good.
solicitor in any way. So
Okay. Rebecca.
I would say, yeah, I'm probably more like Mina than I care to admit. It's finding that sweet spot between, do I play her as, I don't want to play her as myself, so how do I get around that when we're very similar.
All right. Now, the big thing that everyone out there wants to know, and it's about Dracula. Rumor is the dude is just, whoo! Tell me about Dracula.
What can I say? Sexy beast.
Wow.
yeah, there's a few points in the show where Dracula is attempting to take my fiance,
Oh.
and I half expect her to go with him.
It's that.
He is beautiful.
Like a Renaissance painting, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
A Grecian god.
You won't be able to take your eyes off of him.
Wow. People will be lined up around the
They
corner
will be.
for this show. Well, Rebecca, Ryan, thank you for joining me today, and thank you all for joining us today on Backstage Pass. Again, my name is RJ Palhegyi. Be sure to get tickets for Dracula now at bravoborough.com. The show opens February 11th, closes February 20th.